Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeex. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. Ladies and fellas, welcome to another episode of the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey, and this time we are jumping into Ancient Sanctuary. So, also this will be the last time in a little bit when you're seeing this background for me, because I am traveling for my summer job. I'm gonna be living with my parents for the next 3 months, so my background is gonna be a little bit different. It should still be, uploads should still be happening weekly, so unless something drastic happens, no worries about that. The internet speed will be slower, but we should still be fine. But that's then, and now is time for Ancient Sanctuary, which is an interesting set, I guess you could say. So let's go through it and see what we're working with. So right off the bat, there's End of Anubis, a 2500 level 6, so some semblance to Summon Skull. The effect doesn't really matter. Whereas Zera is a pretty unassuming 1616 normal monster, but for some cards it'll be very important. Same thing with Sealmaster Meisei and Mystical Shine Ball, just to name a few normal monsters that are actually quite relevant. And then the agents make their debut in the set. Agent of Judgment Saturn, is a tribute monster with 2400, and it can be attributed to basically burn your opponent for the difference in your life points, as long as your life points are higher, but you cannot conduct your battle phase during the turn. In your Wisdom Mercury, during your standby phase, if you control the phase of Guardian monsters and have no cards in your hand, you draw 1 card, so not probably going to be relevant. Agent of Creation Venus is a level 3 with 1600 attack, and it can pay 500 life points to special summon a Mystical Shine Ball from your hand or deck. So this is maybe the best one out of these, arguable with Mars. Mars is also a level 3 with 0/0 in attack and defense, but it is unaffected by spell cards and spell effects. And while you control the Sanctuary in the sky and your LP are higher than your opponent, this card gains stats equal to the difference. If it didn't have this condition, this card would be very good, but even with the effect, it's still pretty decent. Then we have some zombie stuff. I'll try to not dwell on every card as I've done with the last few episodes. I apologize for that. Then we have 3 very good walls here right on the same frame. So some Statue of the Aztec is just a 2k wall, and it doubles any battle damage your opponent takes from swinging into it. Gear Golem, the Moving Fortress, is a 2200 wall that can, during your Maven's Fun, pay 800 life points, and this turn it can attack your opponent directly with its 800 attack. And Legendary Jujutsu Master has 1800 defense, and if it's in defense position and battle a monster, at the end of the damage step, the monster that battled this gets placed on the top of the deck. So really sets your opponent back in tempo, which is very good. Blowback Dragon, another 1 tribute monster to maybe consider, but right below it is basically in every single way a better version of Blowback Dragon, since it's also 1 tribute, a little bit bigger. Zaborg, the Thunder Monarch. When it's tribute summoned, if this is tribute summoned, you just target 1 monster on the field and destroy it. It doesn't matter whether it's face up or face down, it just pops it. Disc Fighter is an interesting card, which if it attacks a defense position monster that has 2k or more defense, so in this set, Statue of Aztecs and Fortress, it will just immediately destroy the monster with its own effect without applying damage calculation. Solar Flare Dragon is gimmicky. When you have 2 of these, your opponent cannot attack, but there's not really enough power stuff in this set to support it. Arch. I always have a hard time pronouncing this. Archlord Zeratul is probably gonna be the core card of this set that we are trying to get on the field. It's a level 8 that has 2800 attack and 2300 defense, cannot be normal summoned or set, and again only be special summoned by attributing a face-up Warrior of Zera, that's the 1616 normal monster we saw earlier, on your side of the field, while Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field. It doesn't necessarily have to be on your field, it just has to be on the field. But if Sanctuary in the Sky is on your side of the field, it also gets the effect to discard a light monster from your hand to the grave to pop all of your opponent's monsters. But yeah, the field spell that we'll cover in a little bit has to be on the field. It's insanely big. It can be summoned in one turn. It's a huge blowout. This is a boss monster and a half, and definitely something pretty scary. Another thing that's very scary is Econ. So a quick play spell where you can either basically change your opponent's attack position monster to defense or vice versa, or if you attribute the monster, you can instead target a face monster your opponent controls and take control of it until the end phase. So it has a cost. It's basically a change of heart with cost, but it's also a quick play, so you can use it on your opponent's turn as well. Monster Gate, a limited card where you can tribute your monster, then excavate card from the top of your deck until the monster that can be normal summoned or set, special summon it, and then the rest of the cards go to the graveyard. Sanctuary in the Sky is the field spell we were talking about earlier. It's just a field spell that says the battle damage of the controller of a fairy monster from a battle involving the fairy monster becomes 0. Then we have multiple cards that change to defense. There's Earthquake, and a little later on there will be a card called Curse of Anubis, I think. That can change monsters to defense. Curse of Anubis has other stuff as well, but it's a trap. Earthquake is a spell. Talisman of Trap Sealing, and then later on there will be also a trap that have to do with the earlier Sealmaster Maze, the terrible normal monster that when it's on the field you can use these talisman, which basically prevent your opponent from using specific cards. Yeah, here's the other one. And then we get, okay, interesting thing, we've done this once before with last turn, where we agreed to not play last turn, and we also did it with Fiber Jar, where we agreed, okay, we're just gonna play one Fiber Jar because else the games are gonna be awful. And we've decided to handshake once again on a couple of cards, because if you look at the cards of the set, the talisman are basically the only way of actually dealing with spell traps. And Wall of Revealing Light is a continuous trap that you can activate by paying any multiple of 1000 life points, and monster your opponent controls, and it's only your opponent cannot attack if their attack is less than or equal than the amount you paid. So if I flip off Wall of Revealing Light and pay 3000 life points, Jeex cannot swing with anything in the game. Sorry, in the set. And the only way of getting rid of this is this very gimmicky talisman, which I feel like we have. Sometimes it's interesting to have those very gimmicky cards that we need to play to deal with something, but we figured this would be. It would make the episode that would otherwise probably be pretty interesting. It would make it feel pretty degenerate. So we just decided neither of us are gonna play Wall of Revealing Light, as well as another card that comes up in a little bit. It's not as bad, but we still figured like, hey, what if we just don't play it? Probably after that, the best trap in the set is Raining Shield, where if an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and gain life points equal to the attack of that monster. Then we have a bunch of bad normal monsters, and the reason for this is there is actually quite a few spell traps in the set that support normal monsters, specifically very small normal monsters like Spirit Caller. Although I said spell traps, but a lot of cards in this set have to do with small normal monsters, but I don't think we're gonna see them. Night Assailant is a very notorious flip monster, quite recently game of the limited list, actually, where on flip you target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it, a man-eater bug effect, and then if this is sent from the hand to the graveyard, you can target a flip monster into the grave, except Night Assailant, and add it to your hand. Given the Swamp also sometimes sees play. We're not going to do any fusion shenanigans in the set, I don't think, so probably won't show its face. Special Hurricane is a way to deal with Arc Lord Zerato, so that's something to consider because of that. And the other card that we chose, we are just not gonna play, is Level Limit Area B. It's much more manageable since you can still swing with small stuff, but since we have no spell trap removal, if both of us just have monsters sitting in defense and then we have to play the small things to actually swing, the games are just gonna go on for super long and it's not gonna be in a meaningful or interesting way. So we just figured that we're not gonna play it. A Dark Magic attack is here, so that would be the best way to get rid of spell traps, where you would then obviously get to play Dark Magician due to our new pretty recent, sorry I'm losing my words, rule that we implemented, but we just felt it would be too gimmicky. Curse of Anubis is the other defense card that I was talking about, and does counter blow any monster inflicts battle damage to a player life points by attacking directly. Is destroyed. Also a continuous trap, so once again another card that we can't deal with and something to consider. Finally, Mazara Deville is the alternative to Archlord Zerato, where you tribute a Warrior Zera and you summon this, but Mazara needs to have Pandemonium on the field, and then when you special this, Pandemonium being on the field, your opponent discards 3 random cards from their hand. But yeah, probably Arc Lord Sarada will end up being the better one, since although it names Pandemonium, so we are allowed to play it, we don't have the other Archfiends to actually play with the along with Pandemonium, so I feel like that would just be not really good enough. But a lot of interesting cards in the set for sure, and I feel like there's like a couple ways you can go about this, but there still are a lot of like auto includes, so to speak, in the sets. Like I feel like Zerato is just the best thing to play. Econ is another card that is just feels like an auto include. Also, I just now remembered, I don't think I talked about it. There should be, yeah, Avatar of the Pot, I completely skimmed over, but yeah, by sending 1 Pot of Greed from your hand to the graveyard, draw 3 cards from your deck. It specifically mentions Pot of Greed by name, which means we are allowed to play Pot of Greed. And the reason why I remember this was because I actually have my deck built already. So when I'm doing this, so I was like, wait, I had Pot of Greed. Am I not allowed to play it? Why did I put it in my deck? But yeah, this was the reason. I'm glad I remembered that. But yeah, it was once again not a short breakdown. You know, at this point, it's just deal with it, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I think this is an interesting set, and yeah, as I said, my deck is already ready this time, so. Well, let's jump right into the deck breakdown.
Broken down. I have FF14 up in the background because of the fact that I accidentally, I was asked to invite some people into the free company. So, yeah. But yes, we're gonna start this off with a. Did you win yet, Bonks? What do you mean? Yeah. I've been winning real hard. Like, if we just go here, and we put Weebfox in, we can't see this episode but I got fucking shit stomped in this episode. I haven't watched this because this was like, oh yeah, fuck this. I didn't even have anything to say about my deck. I just speed ran through the whole thing. Wait. Oh yeah, it is here. I thought I didn't even have one for some reason. But yeah, I won this one. This one was fairly one-sided, for example. Mostly because of the fact that no, not one-sided. Weebfox got this fucking sick ass board. He would have absolutely won because I'm a Vanguard player and I like to stick to trying to win. Even if there's a one fucking play chance that I win, I'm gonna try to go for it. And I did find that play and I did win. And it was fucking sick. It was the top deck of the century. But yeah. I'm gonna record this deck breakdown real quick. So 3, 2, 1. So Ancient Sanctuary. It's kind of the first. No, not first. Umi came out earlier, so Umi kind of. I guess Umi is sort of the first field spell archetype in a way. But yeah, Ancient Sanctuary gives us Sanctuary in the Sky, which is kind of a pivotal card for how a lot of the set is going to play, simply because of the fact that there are many cards in the set that revolve around having Ancient Sanctuary on the field or having your own Ancient Sanctuary on the field. There's also the opposite of it, which is Pandemonium. Pandemonium is like meant to be hell, where Sanctuary in the Sky is meant to be heaven, clearly. But yeah, we'll talk about that once we get to the side deck a bit. First off, this card is probably going to be key in winning. I feel like he might be a little inconsistent simply because the fact that it's effectively a 3-card monster, and if he dies, you get fucked. But I think if you can have a reactive Zerato to your opponent's Zerato, you'll eventually just get to win. Like if your opponent has a proper field setup and you pull out a Zerato, they're just gonna lose. And if you then pull out your own Zerato and they have 0 cards in hand, you win. Because you need 2 cards in hand minimum to summon Zerato, which means that if you summon your own, you clear their board, and that Zerato doesn't die next turn, you just swing for 5.6k. And they might even lose their only chance to get to Zerato if they have to set a Warrior of Zero in defense or something. But yeah, it has the effect of this card cannot be normal summoned or set, which means that it's a Nomi monster. This card cannot be special summoned except by attributing 1 face-up Warrior of Zero on your side of the field while Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field. So there it is, Sanctuary in the Sky, really important card for this. And then this card has the effect of you can discard by discarding. If the Sanctuary in the Sky is on your side of the field, by discarding 1 light monster from your hand to the graveyard, destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. If the Sanctuary in the Sky is not on your side of the field, this effect is not applied. Okay. That's really good. That's going to help you clear boards with Shine Ball defenses or even Gear Golem defenses or Agent of Creation Venus defenses. There's a couple of good 2k walls in this, but I feel like you don't really need to play them because of either you'll have more than enough Shine Balls to defend yourself within defense, or you'll have a lot of Night Assailants. Now, Gear Golem is just a 2.2k wall. This is like the highest defense we've had on a level 4 monster so far. Just play it. Like I'm not playing 3 of it because I felt like there's other cards you should probably be playing 3 of over this card. So we'll get to those in a second. This is probably one of those. Night Assailant. Night Assailant is a Man-Eater bug, but it's got the effect of you can bounce a flip monster back to your hand, or return a flip monster back to your hand. I don't have any other flip monsters in this deck, but that's still a really good effect. And this thing arguably keeps Zerato in check from being like summoned on turn 1. Or turn 2, let's say. Because, for example, let's say your opponent wants to summon Zerato on turn 2, and you've got a Night Assailant set on turn 1, and they just don't use the effect, they go -2. And if they use the effect, then they basically only deal 2.8k damage to you, and they went -2. Well, -1 because of the fact that they traded 1 card from their hand, and you traded Night Assailant, and presumably you'll then have another Night Assailant or something else eventually, and the Zerato will then die. I'd argue that Night Assailant keeps most tribute monsters and Zerato in check for this set. And that's pretty good. I'm really glad about that. Like, I think Jinzo was something that we had access to in this set. I'm just going to double check. Ancient Sanctuary, because we have Amplifier here, right? Yeah, we have Amplifier here. So we had access to Jinzo. But due to some stuff in relation to Wall of Revealing Light, and Level Limit Area B, which both basically make it so that we cannot attack unless we have a card that specifically prevents you from playing or activating spell trap effects. Like Level Limit Area B, you probably know what it does. It changes all of level 4 higher monsters' defense position, which is really good. It's a really strong effect if you can't get it. And Wall of Revealing Light is like Swords of Revealing Light, but it's permanent, and it'll be for all creatures that have, or all monsters that have less than the life points that you paid. So you pay 3,000, and nothing in the set can get over that now. Everything else, like nothing can swing over a Wall of Revealing Light in this set. There's 2 cards in the set that can deal with Wall of Revealing Light, and those are Jinzo and Sealmaster Meisei. Now, Sealmaster Meisei is level 3 Dark Spellcaster with support cards. he has a continuous spell and a continuous trap, I think. Yeah. Continuous spell is Talisman of Trap Sealing, which prevents your opponent from you or your opponent from playing trap cards, and Spell Sealing, which does the same for spell cards. Now, there's a problem here where these two cards negate each other, so if your opponent plays Wall of Revealing Light and Level Limit Area B, you just get fucked. You just get shit out. There's nothing you can do. So we decided to make a ruling where you can't play Wall of Revealing Light or Level Limit Area B. That's just like a little tangent here real quick, but yeah. And we had access to Jinzo, but because of the fact that Jinzo didn't really seem like the best option to play due to this set having so many high attack monsters that can just swing over Jinzo or easy removal for Jinzo. I didn't, and well, generally like there's, I would say that most of the set is just really good against them, and you don't need him because of that. Because he's just going to go -1 usually and maybe swing over something else. So instead, you might as well play Zaborg, which will then trade you for 2 monsters, effectively. And that this is, like, I'd argue this is significantly stronger than running a Jinzo. But Night Assailant pops one monster, easy enough. Venus is, or the Agent of Creation Venus, is a fairy, level 3, 1.6k attack, pretty good, solid body, and it has the effect of you can pay 500 life points to special summon 1 mystical shine ball from your hand or deck. Now, I have to point this out. That's not once per turn. That's really good. It'll let you it effectively lets you filter out 3 cards from your deck instantly. And let's say you have enemy controllers, let's say you have monster gates, let's say you just need tribute fodder for the next few turns. Your opponent cannot get rid of all of your shine balls unless he's running Special Hurricane or gets a Zerato out on the field. It's not possible. Or if he like, let's say you summon all of them in defense and your opponent gets a Venus out as well, he can't even deal with that then. He'll go for like 1 shine ball maybe, or trade the Venuses into each other. But yeah, I think shine balls and Venus are really good for the set. Like they'll allow you to utilize cards that you probably wouldn't be able to because of the fact that you can't really amass a board easily. And hopefully that'll work out. It'll remain to be seen, I'll be honest. I'm a little bit skeptical that you might draw into a lot of these and that might cause issues. But I think overall having this package is better than not having it because I'm running enemy controller and monster gate and tribute monsters. Then we have the Agent of Force, Mars. Now this card is the best card in the set. Unaffected by spell traps, cards or effects, which means that you can't use enemy controller on it, which means you can't pop it with Special Hurricane if it's been special summoned somehow, or you can't use other similar effects that I think exist in the set. Let me just double check real quick, because I think there's Dust Barrier. Oh yeah, you can make an argument that he doesn't care about level limit area B, which like you can then swing over. Wait, he can he can already swing under that, so never mind. I'm stupid. There's gotta be something else, right? Order to charge, soul reversal, enemy control. I think I can't really see anything. But yeah, like or earthquake, that's important. Although earthquake itself doesn't really matter because of the fact that he also against the attack and defense from this. But yes, unaffected by spell cards or effects. While you control the sanction in the sky and your life points are higher than your opponent's, this card gains attack and defense equal to the difference. That's gonna be a lot. Like, first off, you can't turn this card into defense as a response unless you're using something like Curse of Anubis. And that's already a big deal. And you can't use enemy controller on it, so your opponent can't yoke it. And even if you could, his life points are going to be lower than yours. So you're just going to have a fucking beat stick that's going to keep growing as you keep hitting them. Because we have cards like Sanction in the Sky and Draining Shield. It'll allow you to effectively manage life points really well. So I think Mars is going to be like the big hitter in this set. I think in comparison to Zerato and even End of Anubis, Mazera and Zaborg, Mars is probably the best card. But yeah. Then End of Anubis. Now this is the card that I put in here simply because of the fact that I wasn't sure if I wanted to have a like one tribute monster. I ended up not that I wasn't sure about it. I knew for a fact I wanted to have tribute monsters in my deck because I'm gonna have a tribute like engine here. But then I ran into an issue where I wasn't sure if I wanted to have End of Anubis or Zaborg. And I kind of leaned towards running End of Anubis over Zaborg simply because of the fact that I wasn't sure if he was going to be running Jinzo. And if it was going to be running Jinzo, then it would make more sense for me to have something that just swings over it rather than having a Zaborg or something. Although in hindsight, I guess it doesn't really matter. And like, honestly, Zaborg is better simply because of the fact that you can go 2-for-2. Ah, fuck, I'm stupid. Well, but we're sticking with this for now. Yeah. Then Shine Balls, just 5k, 5k, doesn't matter. Oh yeah, maybe I should talk about the effect, even though it's not relevant for this set. While this card is face on the field, all effects of spell, trap, and monster cards that target cards in the graveyard or that activate in the graveyard are negated. Big important. So, for example, Night Assailant, which is a flip monster, would still activate its effect because the fact that its effect activates and resolves on the field. Whereas something like Hades would just instantly destroy Night Assailant, and that card would be considered destroyed, and it would negate the flip effect. That's an important distinction. And then we have the normal monsters, Shine Ball and Warrior of Zera, 500, 500, and 1.6k, 1.6k. Warrior of Zera is the card that we need to run Zerato and Mazera. And I think overall, Zera is a pretty good beat stick. 1.6k isn't anything to scoff at, and a total stat line of 3.2k is also kind of impressive. And then we have Enemy Controller. Really good card. Insane card. Disruption in like 2 different ways, arguably. And it'll also allow you to use your opponent's monster to your advantage. For example, let's say there's a situation where your opponent has a Zerato out and you know you're going to go for game, but you can't do that without like maybe sacking your Shine Ball for Enemy Controller to going Zerato and then discarding something for Zerato. I think overall, Enemy Controller is a high value card. I'm playing 2 of it because it's still slightly bricky and it doesn't deal with monsters on its own. You need to have another card on the field for you to play this card. And it does not result in a net gain if you do that. Whereas the next card on our list, which is kind of a similar case where you need another card to activate it, but unlike Enemy Controller, this card results in a plus minus 0 kind of situation, where you trade 1 card from your hand effectively by summoning it and sacking it to Monster Gate, or sacking a Shine Ball or something to Monster Gate. You mill until you hit a card that you can normal summon or set, and then you special summon it, which means you can hit cards like Night Assailant and Gear Golem or Shine Ball. Those are like the worst 3 options, but then you can also hit a Warrior of Zera, a Venus, an End of Anubis, a Mars. I think overall, like, this card is significantly stronger than, like, its effect seems at first, simply because of the fact that you get to kind of filter out your deck. You might not want to draw multiple copies of Zerato, for example. You might want to filter out some special hurricanes. You might want to filter out some Sanctions of the Sky, or Curse of Anubis, or Radiant Shield. And you might want to try to hit deeper into the deck for something like End of Anubis or Mars. And I think Monster Gate allowing you to possibly do that, unlike Reasoning, because Reasoning did not guarantee you get the monster, because your opponent could just always call level 4, because that's every single monster in that deck was basically level 4 back then. I think this is a really good card, and I think this card will make or break like the entire set. Then we have Pog. Pog is in here because we had which one was it? Was it Avatar of the Pond? Yeah, it's Avatar of the Pond. We have this in the set again, so that's why we have Pot of Greed. And then we have Special Hurricane. Discard 1 card from your hand. Destroy all special summon monsters on the field. Really good. I don't know what else you want me to say about that. That's really good. Like, it deals with Zerato, it deals with Shine Ball, it deals with the card that comes out of Monster Gate, if it's not Mars, and other similar things. Like, this card is just really powerful, and I think it'll be really important too. Sanction the Sky. This card is the bane of my fucking existence. Or it was at the like 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, actually. Back when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! With my childhood friend, we bought like we got the 5D starter deck, we got the Ancients deck, and the Dark World deck. I think he also got the XYZ starter deck at some point, but he played Agents, and this card was so fucking annoying, man. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do if I can never deal damage to him? Come on. And because later on, they get cards to search it, and then they get Hyperion, and Hyperion is just like a 2.7k wall with the effect to pop monsters for free. Fucking hell. I think this card is not great. Like, actually, this card is genuinely kind of bad. And I think they made a retrain of it recently. Can actually probably check for that. Sanctuary in the Sky, retrain. No. I guess I'm flipping. Oh, no, there it is. The Sanctum of Parshat. This card's name becomes Sanctuary in the Sky while on the field. Or in the graveyard. Oh, you can't search it. Okay. Yeah, that's important then. But yeah, Sanctuary in the Sky reduces all battle damage involving a fairy monster to 0. To the controller of that fairy monster. Really kind of cool. I think this card is gonna be important for Mars, but that's about it. And of course playing Zerator out and stuff. Curse of Anubis. This card is, there's another card in the set called Earthquake. Now, Earthquake has the effect of being a spell card, a normal spell card, and change all face-up monsters to defense position. I think this card is okay, and it's arguably okay only because of the fact that you can activate it on turn 2 and then use that for something. But Curse of Anubis is a significantly stronger card in a set where there's not much back row removal or ways to deal with trap cards. Because it allows you to effectively turn Zerator into a fucking ant. You can just run over Zerator now. There's another card in the set called Micro Ray, I think. Which I don't even like the fact that this card is in the same set. I think it halves. No, it says it's 0. It says 0, yeah. Target one face-up monster on the field, that target's defense becomes 0 until end of turn. Like, why would you run that when you can run this? Like, there's no reason not to run this. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, change all effect monsters on the field to the defense position. Until end of this turn, the original defense of those monsters becomes 0. Also, their battle positions cannot be changed. There we go. Really good. It also, like, prevents you from getting shafted on by the fact your opponent didn't attack with them. And then we have Draining Shield, and Draining Shield is the, like, kind of battle control combat trick. The only good combat trick outside of Curse of Anubis, I guess enemy controller too. And it has the effect of if an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate that attack, and if you do, gain life points equal to that target's attack. That's really good because, again, Mars, your opponent summons Zerator out, your opponent summons End of Anubis out, your opponent summons Zaborg out. You just flip that, you go plus 2, 4.4k, and they're effectively now gonna fucking die. So yeah. And then we have the side deck. The side deck contains Disc Fighter because of the fact that this set had 2 really good 2k walls. One of them has the effect of what was it? It has the effect of if you attack it and it's in defense position, you take double damage from that combat. So let's say I swing with this card into that, it has 2k attack, and before this card's effect activates, because this card's effect only activates once you've attacked into something and it's face up, I would take like 2k damage instead of the regular 1k. I think this card is gonna be not great, but it might be playable in game 2 or 3. And then we have the other side of Zerator, which is Mazera Devil. This card cannot be normal summoned or set, just like Zerator. This card cannot be special summoned except by tributing one face-up warrior of Zera on your side of the field while Pandemonium is on the field. Now, Pandemonium is the Archfiend spell card or field spell card, if you remember. And we didn't get to see that a single time in the set when we played Archfiends. But basically, you just gotta have our Pandemonium on the field to summon fucking Delinquent Duo on steroids. When this card is special summoned, if Pandemonium is on your side of the field, your opponent discards 3 random cards from their hand. That's just fucking disgusting. You win on game. If you do this on turn 1, you win. Like, there's no fucking way your opponent is gonna hit something to deal with Mazera on turn 2. Because it's also gonna be random. If they got to decide what they're gonna discard, sure, maybe. But like the fact that they can discard their Night Assailant by accident, there's Zaborgs, their enemy controllers, there's Zeratos, and so on and so forth. I think, and Sanctions, Skies, and Wars of Zera. I think this card, if you play this in game 2, or even if you play it in game 1, I think this card can really swing the game and just win on that turn 1 or turn 2. Then we have Zaborg. Zaborg is honestly probably the right and like the correct choice to play for Tribute Monster in this set, because the fact that it's the effect of when this card is Tribute summoned, target one monster specifically. No cards, but it's also any monster, it doesn't have to be face up. You can sack this summon this card. If you sack that, if you Tribute summon this card, Target 1 must until this other target. It's really good. It's got 2.4k body and attack, and 1k defense. This card can really, really like hurt because it'll swing over Moving Fortress. It'll deal with Night Assailant that's been set, and also the only thing that it doesn't really swing over is End of Anubis and Zerato, and arguably probably Mars. But it deals with Mars using its pop effect anyway. Then a third copy of Enemy Controller. Just like if it feels like I can properly use 3. Pandemonium, doesn't matter, the effect is entirely irrelevant. And a third copy of Special Hurricane, and then we have a tech card for Death Counterblow. Now, I'm considering that if my opponent happens to be playing Pandemonium for some reason, I can use Death Counterblow to deal with his cards on board. Whereas if he's playing the Sanction the Sky variant, he cannot have this card grief his place, you know? Because this effectively only griefs the player who deals battle damage. So let's say, oh no. Is that actually true? No, yeah. The Sanction the Sky effectively negates this counterblow in a way. Because if we're both playing Sanctions in the Sky and we're both playing Fairies, if we can't run our Shine Balls into each other, and I can't even run my Shine Ball into a Zaborg to kill it because it wouldn't deal battle damage anyhow. But you know. I think this counterblow isn't going to see play in this, but I think it's an interesting card to have in here if your opponent happens to be playing Pandemonium, low-level Beatdown, which is another archetype that can exist in this set, and there's also the option that he might just be playing good stuff with Jinzo. So I think this counterblow can be effective in games 2 and 3. But yeah, that's about it. That does it. And the next set I think we have is Soul of the Duelist, and I'm really interested to see how that's going to go. But yeah, good luck with the games.
And we are right back at it, guys and gals. Welcome back. And here's the deck that we will be playing today. So I feel like I've said this more and more recently, but I don't feel that confident about the deck. I feel like as we go more and more into sets where there is less just, hey, just auto-include power cards and you actually have to just think when you're building your deck, I definitely get exposed for my poor deck building skills. But regardless, let's take a look at each card and what I basically have them here for. So first and foremost, we have 2 Archlord Zerato. So this is our boss monster, the card that we want on the field. It's absolutely massive at 2800 attack. It has a very powerful effect where it can basically just wipe all your opponent's monsters if you have a light monster to pitch from your hand, which we have exactly 10, which feels kind of bad, but we have more here that we may side into in games 2 and 3. So still, it's a big baiter that can be basically special summon, but more likely it'll just be us normaling Zera and then immediately going into Zerato. That being said, 3 Zera, this is just here to go into Zerato and basically nothing else. 2 Venus, this is a 1600 a light that can pay 500 to special summon a Mystical Shine Ball, this thing, from our hand or deck. And these can either serve as just walls. We can use this to thin our deck since we get 3 cards immediately out by paying 1500 life points. And these can also serve as tributes for Zaborg the Thunder Monarch, which is a level 5, so 1 tribute monster at 2400,000 defense, so the basic Monarch line. And when tribute summon, if it's tribute summon, you target that monster on the field and destroy it. So just pops the best thing your opponent has. Then we have some defensive cards that are also just going to be sitting there until we can find our pieces to get Archlord Zerato on the board, or tribute for Zaborg, this being Gear Golem the Moving Fortress at 2200. The effect probably won't matter. A Stone Statue of the Aztecs, a 2k wall, where the effect might actually matter if, let's say, he pokes something like Venus, or even, I don't know why he would play Zera, but I think Venus is a very reasonable one. He just pokes into something to see what it is. Instead of taking the usual 400, he's actually taking 800. And there's quite a bit of cards here that actually care about life points. Raining Shield gives you more life points. You have Mars that cares about the disparity of life points. Same thing with Saturn. And there was some other stuff as well, so control life points is pretty nice. Sanctuary in the Sky obviously makes it that fair. You don't take battle damage from fairy monsters, but still, it's just a 2k wall. Jujutsu Master is probably the best one, although it's the smallest one at 1800. When it battles an opponent's monster, when it's in defense, the opponent's monster gets bounced back on top of their deck. So really sets them back in tempo in a lot of scenarios. And if he manages to establish something like Zerato, but maybe doesn't have something to pay for the cost, is his biggest thing. So if he doesn't want to take damage, he's going to swing that into a set monster. If it's Jujutsu Master, this gets set back into the top of his deck, and then he's already used one Zera and needs to find another one to get Zerato back on the field. So Jujutsu Master is just very good. Night Assailant, another really good card. It just on flip, you just pop a monster that your opponent has. It's basically just Man-Eater bug with a different stat line, because the other effects won't matter since we're not playing any other flip monsters. We're also playing a 3-pot. Oh, I forgot to mention as we were going through these, we are playing the third Zerato and third Venus in the side deck, just in case. I will figure I want to play with different ratios. We are playing a 3-pot of Greed since Spirit of the Pot. I think it was Spirit of the Pot. I talked about it in this up breakdown, but the card mentioned it by name, so obviously we gotta play 3-pot. Also playing 3 Econ. This can be either used to set something like Zaborg in defense, since it has only 1000 defense, so it can be swung over by stuff like Jujutsu Master, Venus, even Zera if need be. And more importantly, if we have like multiple monster sets, since I feel like a scenario where both of us are trying to just look for Zerato, unless Jeex decides to play Zera for some reason, scenario where we're trying to just look for Zerato or Zaborg and have just multiple cards set, we can use one of our things to tribute and then take something out of Jeex and then maybe use that to tribute for our own Zaborg if we manage to find that. And it's just going to be a pretty good value card, and being a modal card also makes it not dead in basically any scenario. We can use this to just facilitate our life points if need be as well. Sanctuary into the Sky, we're playing 3 since we're playing a few fairies, but most importantly it's just there so we can actually use Zerato's effect and summon him on the board. We're playing 3 Earthquake. This is just here because you can already see I'm playing so many monsters. I didn't want to throw more monsters in our main deck. And I feel like this is just nice since, like I already said, stuff like Zaborg is very small on the defensive side. Even something like Venus has 0 defense, so we can use this to set his stuff in defense. Then we can summon something to swing over his biggest threat. And finally, Draining Shield, just a very good trap. Prevents you from taking damage, and instead you gain that much life points, so it's basically a double swing in life point economy. As for the rest of the side deck that we haven't already covered, we have 1 End of Anubis and 1 Saturn. Why did I pronounce it like this? Saturn. Just to have more tribute cards, since we have a lot of cards that we're just gonna sit on and not really do anything, since Zaborg is our only tribute. So if I feel like I want more stuff, games are being slow and I want more stuff to maybe as a payoff for our set monsters, then I have one of each to decide whatever I feel is the best. We're running 3 Mars here. This is mostly here, honestly, to just have more lights for Zerato's effect, but also we kind of lack offensive prowess and power apart from our big monsters. So if I feel like I don't like my defensive game plan, I can side some of these walls out for Mars. The only thing why I didn't feel confident enough about main digging is it's a 0/0 without Sanctuary in the Sky. It's just a 0/0, which means it just does nothing. Okay, it's still unaffected by spell effects, but I didn't like it enough to main deck it. If it didn't have that condition, it would 100% go in the main deck, but it unfortunately does not. Then we have 3 Disc Fighter. This is here in case Jeex is also playing a lot of defensive stuff like Aztec, Statue of the Aztecs and Moving Fortress, so we can just use this to deal with those. And then Monster Gate is there if just something to dig through our deck in. get maybe something like a used Night Assailant and get a better monster instead of it. But we have a lot of stuff that we want to be setting anyway, so that's why I'm only siding it and I'm only running one. We have 2 special Hurricane. This is here for if Jeex manages to establish stuff like Zerato or Mazera before us and we don't have an out. This is an alternative out. Mystic Walk, I probably won't use it. Honestly, I was just trying to find some usable spell traps here to throw in the deck. So yeah, we can take something with Econ and then use it for ourselves and then a Mystic Walk it away. That's the only basically use that this will have. It's funny. And then we just have Beckoning Light. This is basically here if we establish Zerato and we're running out of lights, but we have stuff like Mystic Balls we've already used, then we can just use something that we feel is dead in our hand, maybe extra copies of Sanctuary in the Sky, maybe some Earthquakes or something that we just don't care about. We can discard those and get lights from our grave back so we can use Zerato's effects multiple times. But yeah, that is the deck. Like I said, I have no idea what to expect of the deck. I don't think I've ever played this many monsters in an episode before in the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, so let's just hope we actually manage to find some for our back row as well. And also, Jeex has been notoriously good at drawing Pot of Greed. That's basically like just become his version of my Monster Reborn, where it's just like glued to his hand. So hopefully, for once, fingers crossed that we can actually open Pot of Greed before him. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about the deck. And hopefully you enjoyed the episode and hopefully the games are good. So yeah, I will see you all in the dueling zone. See ya. Ladies and lads, welcome to another episode of Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey. This feels weird because usually we, to reel the curtain back a little bit, usually we record these on Mondays, and now it's Wednesday, so this feels weird. But anyways, today is time for Ancient Sanctuary, so how are you feeling about the episode, Jeex?
I'm gonna make you discard 3 cards, and I'm gonna be very happy about my talents as a card gamer.
I'd rather keep those cards in my hand, but you know. Anyways.
Understandable.
Hopefully there will be no cards discarded from my hand this day, but we shall see. So let's just jump right into it. So good luck.
Come on!
He is a rock thrower still, huh? Good to see that. The two-day delay from our usual schedule. And he's
I figured that would like throw you off kilter, so you'd think that I'm not gonna do it this time.
Fair enough, fair enough. Anyhow, I do not like my hand.
I like my hand a lot.
Okay, I will just start off with a simple set a monster, end my turn.
I go standby main. I play
Please.
my Pot of Greed.
That's a good start. Yep.
Oh my god. Now I will
Do
play
not.
my Pot of Greed.
If you draw the third one, we're just immediately going game 2. I swear.
That's well, you're lucky enough that I did not in fact draw the third one.
Okay.
But I will do this.
No Pandemonium into Zera into Mazera.
No.
That's 3 back row though, which is kind of frightening. Well, this is awesome. I will send another monster and I will pass the turn.
Let's fucking go.
This is
Okay, I'm gonna go standby main, and I'm gonna
Pot of Greed.
I'm gonna flip summon. I'm gonna destroy the first set.
It is my stone statue of the Aztecs.
Oh my fucking god, you fucking...
But bro, if you swung into that, it would have done big damage.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. I'm gonna set 2 cards, and I'm gonna...
Alright.
Is it time for Mazera now?
Well, standby main, bro. 4 back row.
4? What do you think they're gonna be?
Something devious, I'm sure. Okay. I think we'll start off by flip summoning my own Night Assailant.
No.
And I would like to pop this thing.
No.
Oh my god, he has so many of them. It's an army. Should I just... I do remember there was a battle trap, but I forgot how it was worded. Was it like a direct attack or just an attack? Although I don't think you would use it to get 200 life points. Yeah, I think I will actually attempt to swing over the night.
I will respond.
Okay.
Using Curse of Anubis.
Right.
I will change all effect monsters on the field to defense position, and their defenses become 0 until end of turn, and their battle positions cannot be changed.
All right. That tells me you have a tribute in your hand, which is fucking terrifying. Oh, that's so scary. I mean, yeah, I'll set another monster and I'll pass it back.
This is so fucking greasy. What do you fucking mean, dude? I'm gonna set one card of that. That's funny. This is an actually funny hand now.
I don't like that one little bit.
Hey, how come you don't have 28 cards in your deck left?
I don't know. Not everyone can open 2 pot of greeds. You know, I'm not that skilled as you are.
Sorry.
Unfortunately.
I'll try to get to 26 next time.
I am so like torn on what to do. Honestly, when have I ever not been greedy?
Hell yeah, let's go.
I am going to tribute my Knight Assailant for a Zaborg.
A Zaborg. Okay.
And I would like the Borg, whatever you just said.
I can't believe
it. Bro, I swear. Alright, someone check him controller. This man is playing like 7 Knight Assailants, I swear to God. And I will attempt to swing over this thing.
I will activate Draining Shield, and I will gain 2.4 thousand life points.
Yes, you will. And well, now I get the confirmation because I remember this card, but I was like, was it a direct attack or just any attack? It is any attack. Good to know. I will just pass. And now Mars is 2400.
Yes. I will
use Goblin Thief. And after that, Mars will be 3400.
Goblin Thief?
It was a spell card that burned your opponent for 500 and gained you 500 life points.
Holy shit, that's not bad.
I was seriously considering playing it in my side. I'm not gonna lie.
That's... I'm just gonna have to think about this for a sec.
Yeah.
Of those monsters, I'm thinking of Curse of Anubis here. Does Curse of Anubis have to change cards to defense position for it to consider them to be those monsters, or does it consider all effect monsters to be those monsters?
Choose all effect monsters until the end of this duration of those monsters. So
I would assume that it's all effect monsters.
So what you're saying is, like, if it doesn't
change them to defense position, does it prevent you from changing their
battle position?
Yeah.
Like, if you use that and then you play something, or no?
If Pokemon is chained to Curse of Anubis to a flipped monster face down, the effect of Curse of Anubis is not applied to the monster that was flipped face down.
Okay, so it specifically has to be Curse that sets them for everything else.
I think so.
Okay.
That's what I'm wondering here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes the most sense.
That was very British of you.
Was it? Wait, I didn't even.
Yeah, the most sense or something.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I tend to lean towards American pronunciation, so that's rare for me then. A little bit of the British came out. I would like to apologize. I will now proceed to do the rest of this duel in British. I will not. Please don't leave.
Please don't do that.
Please keep watching.
Please come back. I can't tell if it actually works the way that I'm thinking, because I feel like it should work the way that I'm thinking.
So, like, basically, if anything comes afterwards, it's still 0 and cannot be.
No. I mean, like, if, let's say, I activate Curse of Anubis here, Night Assailant can still be changed to attack.
Ah.
That kind of thing.
The original. Also, the beneficence can't be changed.
Because it's saying those monsters, and I'm wondering specifically, is those monsters?
Yeah, like, does it have to change?
Because I think those monsters refers to all monsters, but at the same time,
it
the way
could
that
be just the ones that it said. So basically, what is already
yeah.
That's whoops. So
how do you want to play this?
Fine.
How do you want to rule this?
Anything here?
Because Anubis actor while the effect of a Jumbo country is already in effect, the switch original defense will be 0. Okay. That's not helpful. This card cannot be activated during the damage step. This card does not target. This card is not applied to monsters summoned after this card's resolution. Curse of Anubis does not apply to monsters that are summoned after Curse of Anubis effect is applied. If Book of Moon is chained to Curse of Anubis to flip a monster face down, the effect of Curse of Anubis is not applied to the monster that was flipped face down.
Yeah, none of these are really helpful. So it's basically, yeah, because it's like, what is it exactly? Change all effect monsters on the field to defense position. Dot. Until the end of this turn. Those monsters. So
I think it's all effect monsters. So even if it doesn't change it to defense, it will affect the card.
Honestly, like, either of them makes sense to me. So if you have a sick play in mind which uses one of those two lines, I say we just go with whatever your sick play is then.
Well, my play is to activate Curse of Anubis.
All right.
To reduce Zaborg's defense to 0 and change him to defense.
Yeah, and then swing over it with Assailant.
And then put Assailant on the field. And then summon Mars, swing into Zaborg with Assailant, and swing into your Aztec thing, or whatever the fuck it's gonna be with Mars.
I think this is fine, because those monsters in Curse of Anubis, which basically refers like whatever it changed to. Change all effects monsters until the end of those.
Because like it could be that it's
okay. Because now when I'm reading it, could be basically because it just says all effect monsters. Then,
but it could also mean that all the monsters that were changed to the defense position.
Yeah, because the period is what is like messing me up. Because like if there was a comma, then I would be like, and okay, whatever changed, but. Yeah, because it's all effect monsters on the field defense. Until the end of this turn, the original defense does all the effect monsters. Yeah. It's so weird.
Yeah. But what do you think? Does this work? Are you willing to go with this line of play? Or...
I think we can go with it, sure. Because it's like, I literally, like... can't tell like what would be the real. So I guess if we're wrong on this, then let us know, but for now we'll go whatever curse specifically set to defense.
Yep.
Then well, fuck.
So sometimes we gotta make our own rules, like with Man of Cross.
Yeah. So this thing is very big now.
It's fairly big, and it'll start growing from here. And it's also unaffected by spell cards. So.
Yeah. So awkward. I think I will just have to tease it and pass.
I'm gonna assume that's gonna be another Night Assailant because you haven't drawn your second or third copies yet, which is kind of bizarre if you ask me. By the way, where are they? I'm gonna attack your face down using Mars.
It is a shine ball.
A shy? Oh no, that's unlucky. And then you take 200.
Yep.
Yep.
So 36.
Yeah, and I will pass.
I have outs here. I just need to. Oh, right. Now the question is, what is your back row? Sure. Hmm. Actually, yeah. I will set a monster. I will just pass.
Holy! Oh, hey, look at that. That's pretty good. This is a pretty good card. I'm gonna activate Monster Game, tributing Night Assailant.
Yeah.
I will mill cards or banish cards until I reveal a card that can be normal summoned or special summoned. I will special summon Venus. Then I will activate Sanctuary in the Sky, and I will summon Zera, and I will sack Zera to special summon Zerato, and then I will activate Venus's effect twice to special summon 2 Shine Balls, and I will pay life points for that.
That's a lot of balls.
That's a lot of balls. That's a lot of them, yes. Then I will attack your face down using Zerato, and you will kill my Mars.
I have to think here.
If you're gonna try to use Draining Shield here, you should use it for Mars, unless you want to really save this card that you have on the field. Because if you use it for this attack, then Mars will only become like 0 out of 0 card.
Yeah. It is not Draining Shield. It is something else, but I am...
Okay.
Does it actually do anything, which is the question. So I would have to specifically...
Does this interact with Mars anyhow? If you Curse of Anubis Mars, does Mars still gain? No. I guess it doesn't gain, right? Because it says he gains attack and defense equal to the discrepancy in life points.
And your...
So I'm wondering.
I just now realized the effect of this card getting attack and defense equal to the difference is only applied when Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field.
Oh, well, I had this card in my hand.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's I just now realized because I was like, want to confirm that. I think actually this is the play. I activate Econ, tribute this thing, and actually take control of Zerato.
Okay, I will.
Because now if you want to cash in the damage, you at least have to kill your own Zerato.
I can't cash in the...
Oh wait, it's only... Oh, true.
So it's just in turn.
Yeah, and then you get this thing.
And now you're gonna do the thing where you summon your own, but you don't have Sanctuary in Disguise, so you can't use its effect.
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem here.
But yeah, I just to reveal, I had 2 of these.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I had this thing from the beginning.
It's whatever.
I mean, technically, it's not whatever, because if you have Zera in hand, then that could have completely changed the way that you play the game.
Yeah, no, I meant the like a Mars swinging over the earlier thing when basically it couldn't have. I've said it most likely wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah, I could have just played it if we realized that earlier.
Yeah,
But
it's fine. Doesn't make any sense. I wonder. This feels so bad. Actually, wait. If I summon that, use that. Man. I'll go for this, summon that.
If you have Special Hurricane in hand, you can kill 4 cards on my field, by the way.
I think this is what we'll do. So Mars is currently
1.6k, you know?
1.6. Yeah. Actually, okay, then that's actually pretty big. I will attempt a normal Venus. No, can I do that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think this makes the most sense. Then I will pay the 500, so it's now 21.
21.
And I will not show. I will view, and I will special a Shine Ball. The last one from my deck. So I have 2 in my opening hand.
That's
It is unfortunate. Then I will actually, yeah. I will fire off another Econ. I will tribute this. I will once again take Zerato.
Okay.
Then I will go to battle phase. I will swing Zerato over this thing for 700. Yep. And we'll go game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just had Noah. It's my opening hand was so bad.
My hand was so fucking good after those Potter Greeds. I drew 2 Anubises. I drew 2 Draining Shields.
Yeah,
there was no way.
Crazy.
No way.
That was
no fucking way.
Crazy. I wonder if it had mattered at all, like our ruling on the curse, because the Night of Sailor sticking around for so long was a pain in the ass.
The way I would have gone around about it afterwards would have been, if we decided that it didn't work that way, would have been popping Curse of Anubis right away and just summoning the Warrior of Zera that I had in hand.
Yeah. Also, I had Zerato and Zera in hand.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
The Sanctuary
in the sky would have mattered.
Yeah.
That would have mattered, absolutely.
But
yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, let's go game 2. Yeah. Let's try this again. And hopefully not open 2 Mystical Shine Balls in my opening hand. That would be nice.
Oh my god, this is not nice.
This will look really familiar. I will set a monster and I will pass the turn.
This will look familiar as well.
Bro, are you serious?
Bro, what the fuck is this hand? Dude, I have 3 of these in my fucking deck. How do I have 3 of them in hand?
Alright.
I have 2 Nomi monsters and 2 tribute monsters. I'm currently sitting in the same situation that I was when I played 4 tribute monsters in my deck.
Huh.
Yeah, good old days.
Yeah. I will run out this Venus if that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I will attempt to swing for 16.
I will simply activate Draining Shield here because I don't want you to gain life points. Life point advantage over me.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I will just pass on that.
Okay. I'm just gonna like point out that what I just said
Oh?
literally just happened. How does that happen?
No, okay, yeah, that is fucked up. Yeah. For the audience, Jeex sent me a picture of his hand and
Just show him, man. How does that happen?
That is fucking crazy, actually. Oh, jeez. I guess I'm getting some good karma out of, last
Getting double
games.
pogged and getting cheated out of a win. My bad.
I mean, I don't think I was cheated out of win. I just got, you just got a little advantage with that, but I don't worry about it too much. Do I just swing or do I want to play something? Because like
summon the shine balls and go face. No, like actually, I think that's probably a worth playing.
It's not a bad play
Because it transfers.
Honestly, I'll pay 1 since I want to thin my deck a little bit anyway. Because I obviously don't want to draw into this, so I will actually.
And I think it's overall better to have more bodies on the field because then you'll be able to use those for tribute fodder.
Yeah, and obviously here it's a little bit of cheating because under normal circumstances it would be like, okay, you get 0 on the board, you drop Sanctuary in the Sky, and my whole board is gone. But let's just call the hand knowledge some, karma justice.
Activate Monster Gate, and I
don't
banish.
hit Zera. Don't get Zera.
Oh, I can't hit Zera with this. He's an army monster.
So.
He's gone. You can't do shit, man. But yeah, it's yours.
It's to the graveyard. Obviously, it doesn't matter that Econ goes to the grave, but yeah. I mean,
that's Hey, you wanna summon Zera real quick and
I'd rather you not econ my Zera, as funny as that would be.
I got a special hurricane, remember? Just fill your board real quick, my god.
I'll just swing into this.
I'll pop this to protect it.
Yep. So this goes to defense, and this goes to defense.
It does not go to defense, actually.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's all the effect monsters. So now I will rush recklessly my Mystic Shine Ball and run over your... Nice, so I'll swing it that they will... And then we'll go main 2. I just wanted to make the funny noise.
The gamer noise. And now you're gonna sack the Shine Ball for Zaborg and kill my Knight Assailant.
Or I will get Zaborg myself, but... Before I get Zaborg myself... I will set something, so you have to be worried about that.
I don't think there's any disruption in this set that I have to be worried about.
I will set the... No, I mean a monster, so now I have to be worried about that. Because you might want to pop that one instead of whatever I have here, because it could be
I'm gonna...
Knight Assailant.
I'm gonna game on you real quick. I'm gonna activate Monster Gate.
Oh.
I'm gonna banish...
Okay.
Oh my fucking... That's actually
so many balls.
OD!
So many balls?
I'm gonna pay 1.5k. And I'm gonna special summon 3 balls.
Why don't you open those in your hand? Huh?
I don't know. I'm just too talented, I guess.
And then?
Actually, I'm gonna I'm gonna change some of one of these in attack, because
All right.
that makes sense. I'm gonna attack into the face down. I'm gonna take 600, 12k damage, 1.2k damage, right?
For what?
Ooh, which one dies? The one that I think you should kill the Viscous Shine Ball that I put into attack, so I can't check what the face down is. And I
I'm
can't run
thinking
over
of that
Venus with
because popping the defenses doesn't really matter, because either one I pop, you can use whatever else then to summon the Zaborg anyway. So yeah, I will pop the 5/5 attacking ball.
Yep.
I also think it's the play.
Wait, I attacked with Venus, no? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bernardo Selen is that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Forgot I left him there. My bad.
No problem. I should have probably just put all of these in attack so I could actually swing over Venus, but never mind.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Then one of them could have checked whatever I have, and then one of them could have swung over Venus. You would have still had one of them to tribute for Zaborg.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, obviously.
I mean, if you're okay with that.
Go ahead.
Okay, okay.
Well, we've been doing shit here anyway. So what's doing more of that anyway?
Then I'll trade this into the last Shine Ball.
Yep.
Or your Shine Ball, yeah.
Then you'll tribute the Shine Ball for a Zaborg.
For Zaborg, and then I'll kill that.
And then this thing is gone.
And then I pass.
All right. Fuck. See. That is not what I want to see.
I was actually not thinking that it would be Night Assailant, I'll be honest. Like, I was thinking
Gotcha.
it was gonna be either Gear Golem or the Aztec thing.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I'll just do that and pass.
Oh my god, this is a skill game again.
That is really like talented. Just the monster board equivalent for you, huh?
I am simply too talented, clearly.
That is true.
I will do this.
Yep.
And pop that.
Yep. Statue is gone.
And then I attack for 4.8k, and I assume you have something.
I'll use one of these for that, so it's basically net neutral. I stay at the same life points.
Then it's your turn.
Please. There's a card I would very much like to draw. I mean, that's a start. I'd very much like to. Bro, there's no fucking way. Man! I mean, it's whatever. This works. Normal Shine Ball. Activate the Econ. Sack this. Get one of those. Crash the Zaborgs.
Yeah. Alright, that works.
And my turn.
I go standby main.
Plays a deal for the board, but...
Play Venus and I...
Yep. I will take 16. Bro, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh no.
Pass.
What's going on?
My hand is absolute dog water.
Oh my god.
My draws this set have been so fucking bad. I will take another 16.
These seem like the draws that I had in one of our sets a while ago.
I hate it here. Go.
Oh no.
This episode is a travesty. It is gone. I will take 1800.
Yeah. Then I will set one card and pass. Actually, I shouldn't be setting this aggressively because the fact that you can just get Zerator here.
I will set and I will pass.
Is this gonna kill me? Let's go! Okay, then I will set one card and pass.
God, please, for the love of everything that is holy, I am going to scream.
Don't do it.
Pain,
Peko. It's okay, we're kind of in the same situation right now.
Honestly. I will change this thing
fucking way.
to attack.
Are you gonna
I will
attack
go
the
battle phase, and I will punch the Night Assailant in the mouth for 600 damage.
No, my Mars. It's becoming smaller.
Then I'm going to go main 2, and I will Earthquake so I can set my thing back to defense.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna set another card, and I will pass the turn.
I'll go standby main. I will set a card and I will put this to attack. And I will attack the face down the Night Assailant.
You will take 200 damage and go ahead and place it on the top of your deck.
Holy shit. Oh my god. That's crazy. Crazy good, I mean.
I swear to
The fact that we're both just sitting on Zerato, trying to get out of Zerato, it's kind of sad in a way.
I don't care. You're not gonna at this point. You're not gonna find that shit before me. Fuck that. I'm setting another monster. I'm passing.
I must remind you that I've had Zerato in my hand.
Yeah, I know you had it the whole time.
Yeah.
I know that.
I'm gonna flip summon and destroy the face down.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I will no, but that'll just delay me. I'll take 1.6k damage and it'll delay me.
Yep.
That would be fucking gigabrain though, right?
I am going to activate Sanctuary in the Sky. I'm going to normal summon Warrior of Zera.
No.
I am going to send it to grave and special summon this motherfucker who will then die. Who will then die to a Night Assailant, but you know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sure he will. All right.
Honestly.
Why not just clear the board?
Oh yeah, using the effect, right?
Yeah, using the effect.
Yeah, sending a light monster from your hand to the graveyard. Yeah.
Yeah. I got 2 light monsters in my hand.
Yeah, you know.
I'm gonna activate Draining Shield.
Yep. And
by the way,
pass
buddy,
it.
you just activated Sanctuary in the Sky.
I did.
Before that though, I'm gonna activate a card called actually no, I'm not gonna bother doing that. I'm gonna just summon my guy Mars real quick. You know Mars.
I know him.
You got those bars or something. And then I will attack
40
your Zerato.
Or 59, 40, 50, 40, 49.
I think
it's 49, so I take 20, 100. Zorda's gone.
Yeah. I should have done this, but fuck it. Fuck it. We ball.
Oh wait, it's a fairy, so I don't take damage from that, right?
Oh yeah, you don't take
damage
because you control a fairy. Yeah.
Because I did control a fairy when the damage was applied. So yeah.
I wouldn't have taken any damage from the Night Assailant either. Now that I think about it.
True.
And wait, no, never mind.
Oh, it's a fiend. Yeah, never mind.
No, fairy monster from a battle, right? Well,
yeah,
because you attack with Arch Lord Zerato, right? Oh, to the controller of a fairy monster. Stupid. Too stupid.
Although you did. No, you wouldn't have because you have Venus on the field, so yeah, you wouldn't have taken damage. But yeah, obviously it doesn't matter because you use Draining Shield anyway. So.
It has to involve the monster that's a fairy.
Battle damage the controller of a maneuver from a battle involving the monster. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, then it's whatever. I will just pass.
Okay, I go, hey, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna activate Sanctuary in the Sky.
Yep.
I'm gonna summon Warrior of Zera.
Yep.
I'm gonna tribute the Warrior of Zera to special summon Zerato.
Yep.
And then I will discard this Zerato and destroy your field.
Yeah.
And
that was the worst match of Yu-Gi-Oh! I have ever played in my fucking life.
I kinda am inclined to agree.
This
was so
I
fucking
could
breaky.
not have draw. Oh yeah, well, would you look at that? My next draw, another Zerato.
This is my next 4 cards after Warrior of Zeratul, Draining Shield.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think I could have drawn worse this game.
Yeah,
like
I
will
think-
say my deck was also not good, but holy fucking shit!
Did you not run Mars?
I had it in the side, but I ended up not sliding into it.
I think Mars, like I said, I think Mars is the best card in the set. Because you can't, like, I didn't realize that it requires Sanction this kind of field, which arguably makes it worse.
I was gonna say,
the fact
like,
that
if Sanctuary, if it didn't require Sanctuary, I would like it as well. But like, I found Sanctuary so late in this game, so I don't think Mars would have done anything anyway.
I was in a situation in both games where I had 2 of them in my
Yeah,
hand.
I mean, yeah, those pots.
Yeah,
did
Pot of Greed
quite
is
a bit. It is a good card.
I hear Pot of Greed might be kind of a broken card, but
It could be, you know.
I don't know about that, guys. Just a skill issue, you know.
I mean that is essential. Like that definitely has been like for you, like what Monster Reborn has been for me in this series, because every single time we play in a form of with Pot of Greed, you open like multiples of that before I even see one, if I see one. I had 2 Hurricane and 1 Monster Gate in my side, but didn't end up siding into those.
I think Hurricane and Monster Gate really work well because of the fact that the only bad targets in your deck are effectively Night Assailant and Shine Ball. And if you want to side out of like Venus and whatnot, you can probably still give, or want to side out of Shine Ball, as Venus is still a good hit. But like in general, I feel like Monster Gate allows you to filter your deck out. Like you don't really need the spells or the traps to deal with the board, right? You just need cards on board to deal with the board. So that's like, if there was more recursion in this, it would be even better. But as it is, I think it's a really strong filtering card, just like Venus is.
Yeah, fair enough.
And with Special Hurricane, it deals with the Shine Ball wall, and it also deals with Zeratul.
Yeah. Curse I definitely underestimated. I don't think I even sided that card. It's like, it's funny because like you didn't run the like defensive cards, which I did, like Jujutsu Master, Aztecs, and the Fortress. And apart from those 3 cards, I think like those 3 for you were like Hurricane, Monster Gate, and
I also
Curse and the
swapped
Mars and something.
Earthquake. I swapped Earthquake for Curse.
Okay, yeah.
Because I felt like Earthquake was weaker than Curse because it's not responsive.
Yeah, I definitely didn't realize that it was not a quick spell. So
yeah, it's kind of important.
Yeah, it definitely makes it worse. Obviously, I would have rather used Curse over it. But yeah, I think my deck was also very bad, and it's no, I didn't just lose because I just draw bad. It was definitely because of the deck as well. But yeah,
And massive misplays on my part, probably.
yeah, but
I feel like the first game would have gone entirely different.
I mean, yeah, I guess the like, I was not realizing how Mars interacted with Sanctuary was a thing, but regardless, I still think it was a pretty enjoyable match overall, and it didn't feel like super stompy, despite it being a 2-0.
I agree. It felt like the second game, even though it was a really bad game in terms of draws, it felt more even than a lot of other games I felt. Probably because of the fact that we had bigger walls, and those walls also had threatening effects and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like the fact that you went and attacked with the fortress and then changed the defense position, that was fucking wild.
The one thing that Earthquake can do that Curse couldn't in that scenario, I guess, but obviously Curse would have been better in that scenario anyway, because I would have done it on your turn. But
yeah,
regardless, that was still a good match, and yeah, next time is gonna be Soul of the Duelist, I think.
Was it Soul of the Duelist already, or was
I think Soul of the Duelist was before Rise of Destiny.
Okay,
it's one or the other. I'm pretty sure it's Soul, but yeah. But regardless, next week I'll be recording this from a little bit different background, so you'll notice that, but hopefully nothing else should change too much. So thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you then. Peace.